So we've gone through your personal brand, you know who you are, you know what your perspective is, you know what your successes are. We know the role, we know what they're looking for, we know what your core offer is, what makes you unique. It's after all of that, then we go through the actual technique that I coach. Now, obviously it's called the interview story impression technique, and it has its own technique, but it's when we work together, we amend it. We make sure it serves your purposes and works for you.
I think what I've done before, which I'm sure a lot of people do, is look at that job description, try and guess the questions they're going to ask you, and then prepare an answer for that question. But the truth is, I've got no idea what they're going to ask you on the day. Exactly. And if it's a senior position, and if they're doing their senior team right, they'll ask you anything they want, and they'll challenge you. They might have some pre-scripted questions, but actually, if they get an answer from you and they either want to hear more or not happy, they're going to ask you more questions. Yeah. So if you've prepared in this scripted way,
you're going to be,
don't stand a chance, Whereas your methods, you can just draw on yourself.
On my email signature, if anybody emails me, it will say, always bring the true you to interview. And you, like all the bits that make you, your values, your personality, your passion, your skills, your experience, your things that you want for the future, these are what the employers and the interviewers deserve to see. Did they give you any feedback as to what it was that kind of swung it for them?
Not massively. The only thing they did say is that they've never seen someone like me.
Yes.
Having worked with you, Judy, over the course of the last 6 months or so, I feel more confident in expressing that part of me, particularly when, you know, in public sector predominantly you have to do a supporting statement. And I found that in my supporting statement it was very clinical, very transactional, rather than bringing who I am to the table. And I'd have to say, through working with you, I've been able to find my authentic self.
I think it was really helpful, the process of teasing out all your best skills, all your best examples in the CV writing process. It feeds really well into the interview process, because it's like everything that you are good at, you've already captured. So really the interview is just an extension of what you've already gone over, and it was just a question of believing it and demonstrating it on the day of the interview, and you did that so well.
When I eventually did have the interview, it went so well. I was so much more confident because you'd helped me with the CV. I knew exactly what I needed to say. I knew exactly how to sell myself, and it just gave me so much more confidence being able to just kind of sell myself.
But, you know, Judy, that was a turning point week for me. That was an evolutionary week for me. I evolved in that week. Things changed.
To find out how you can package your potential with me, Judy Bullimore, go to the interview technique section of my website, judybullimore.com, where you'll find all the steps to download, plus lots of extra really helpful interview tips and techniques.